Every now and then we like to evaluate different software offerings to see what value it brings to the trading arena. In this video we're going to look at Goalfinder, a tool created by a fellow mod in a previous life on a different Discord server. For those of you with a sharp memory, you will recall that we first featured Goalfinder back in November 2024. Since then, the software has seen many improvements which could be useful when making trading based decisions. So Eddie, the developer, and I used to have many conversations about software development and data. These geeky conversations often trigger lightbulb moments. It's what makes for great software. I've had many lightbulb moments with CGM Bet and even with my own software, which is constantly improving. Eddie was always talking about creating a web-based system to help him profile matches. What he has produced though is leaps and bounds above the original ideas and thoughts that he had. So what is Goalfinder? When it was launched at the back end of 2024, it was marketed as a tool which would indicate when a game was hot and a goal was likely. Since then, many more stats have been added to the app, making it a more rounded tool for traders. It is mainly used for in-play decision making, but there is enough data for you to make pre-match decisions. There is no pre-match filtering on criteria like you get in CGM Bet and others, but I actually think this is a wise decision. The software doesn't try to take on others, instead it complements them. What do I mean by that? Well, you have great tools already like CGM Bet that do a fantastic job of giving you possible match selections that meet your criteria. You can do your profiling with amazing precision, but when the game goes in play, although CGM Bet will give you some in-play functionality, no other software currently does. Goalfinder's USP is its in-play functionality. Not only do you get the hot or not indicator, you can also measure pressure and momentum for all games on the one screen. That's enough of the background. Let's get hands-on with the software and see it in action. We'll take a look at the stats for the game in the Finnish League later on today. So from the main screen we can see the positions of both teams and also the current odds for the match odds and the overs market. We've also got the weather forecast and the TV stations where you can watch this game. And if this match fits one of the software's inbuilt strategies, then there's an indicator here for that. More on this later. And the clipboard on the far right will give us more stats, which is where we'll go now. So you can see now we've got some nice graphs here, which I don't believe were in the earlier version of the software. So we've got comparisons here of the attack and the defence in terms of goal scoring. And we've also got the Goalfinder index and the attack versus defence rating here, which are similar to what we've seen before in other software. We've got the win, draw and loss section, which break down the last 8 games. The home team only played 7 at home, so we've just got the 7 in here. And also for the full season at home. As it is in this instance, both numbers are the same because they haven't played the full 8 games. And with the away team, they've played 8, so they're going to be identical as well. And we've also got the head-to-head for their last 2 games here. So interestingly, the away team have won both, with both teams to score, no winning on both occasions. So the goals tab breaks down goal information for each team and also for the last few games and the entire season. So measures here, we've obviously got the overs market. So the first line is the last 7 games for the home team, or the last 8 for the away team, and the bottom is for the whole season. So again, these are the same because they haven't played more than 8 games at home or away, depending on which team we're looking at. So we can see the 2 teams involved in this game. We've got a high chance of a first half goal, but not so much chance of more than 1 first half goal. And if you're looking for a second half goal, well, then again, the chances are very high. The away team having a second half goal in every single game away from home, with the home team having 86% of their home games with a second half goal. And we can see the breakdown here of the goals scored per game. So the home team games tend to have more goals in the first half and the away teams in the second half. And you can see we've got both teams to score data here, so it's not looking that likely. The home team slightly above half, but the away team nowhere near. And the clean sheet percentages, and no team has had a 0-0 draw so far. The goal times tab shows a graphical representation of where goals have been scored in 15-minute intervals. We can show all goals, just goals scored, or goals conceded. What I believe to be unique in Goalfinder regarding this data is the percentage of goals shown in added time at the end of each half. That is a nice little feature which I'm sure will give a great deal of value to many people. Historically, these goals get added on to the 31 to 45 or the 76 to 90 time slots, but now they're split out. It's a nice feature. So the stats tab gives you information on team data that has not previously been covered in other sections, such as possession, shots on target, shots in the box, corners, and points per game, cards, and attack information. The tables tab holds no surprises, just giving the league table. We can look at just the home league table or the away league table. So when you look at the home team table, for example, the teams don't actually move around. So you can see that Cups here have actually got the most points at home. They're third in the league, but they stay third in the home table, and we've got no sort on here. So maybe for a future development would be the ability to kind of reorder this table based on the strongest home teams. This may get confusing for some users, so maybe it's something for further development. The AI tab is another USP of the software, and one that I'm interested to see how it develops. The software is using machine learning to build up its understanding of results and what factors are influencing these results. The data is then being used to feed this tab, which is giving a best guess based on the data of previous results as to fair odds for the main market, and also the 3 most likely scores. If the software can find value in the markets using this data, then it is going to be extremely powerful. Before we get on to some live games, just a quick word about some of the inbuilt strategies. These are all strategies that any member of the England Trade Discord channel will be familiar with. The software does actually track the profitability of these strategies in the library section. So all of these profit charts are customizable. So if you lay say lower odds on there, then it changes accordingly. And again, so you can see what's profitable and what's not very quickly. This is a nice touch, so you can do a little bit of what-if analysis without the need for using spreadsheet software. So that is our quick tour of the software. Let's go live and see the software in action. The 3 games that are currently live are just approaching half time, and we can see that the Finland game that we spoke about earlier has just had a goal and also a red card for the home team. And we can see here that the away team have had the momentum from the majority of the game, and the pressure started off quite high, and then it's kind of dropped off midway through the first half before peaking again. And as we say, the goal has just gone in, so what we can do is we can click on the 2 team names, and we can see here the actual in-play stats for the game. So the away team have got by far the most possession, had more attacks, more dangerous attacks, more shots on target. In fact, they've been dominant in the game. And we can see now that the red card has just happened, and we can also view the last 10 minutes. So we can see in that last 10 minutes, again, there's been 4 shots to 0. In fact, the home team hasn't done a great deal in that 10 minutes. We can see here the goal in 38 minutes, and the scorer and the person who's assisted. And we can quickly see, say, all of the games that are happening at this time, how they're performing. So in this one, the away team had a little bit of momentum to start with, actually took the lead, and the home team then had a large portion of momentum, but they haven't scored, and they're actually 17 to win the game. And in the last 10 minutes, there's been no shots. There's been 8 dangerous attacks each, and the away team have had the majority of the pressure. We can see in our game, so the home team haven't done anything in the last 10 minutes. The away team, 2 shots on targets, 3 shots in the box, 2 corners, 8 dangerous attacks, heavy pressure. And the third game, which is a contender for the BART 3.5 strategy, the home team are 2-0 up at half time. They started strong, a lot of pressure, led the momentum, sporadic pressure from the away team. There's been moderate pressure throughout the game, and 2-0, and they're looking odds on to win the game. So that's kind of how this software works. There's just been another goal in the top game, so that's the equaliser for Dobrudza, I assume that's how you say it, right on half time. In fact, there's 6 minutes of injury time in that game. So the toast down in the bottom right hand corner, then that will always tell you any events in the game, whether it's a goal, a red card, VAR, anything to do with the game. So that is a quick overview of how this is all working. So you can see the numbers are changing here. So this is real time, the odds are changing as well. It's giving you a real time view of the in-play action, which if you've profiled your game correctly in CGM Bet, hopefully this is going the way that you anticipated. even if the team that you want has gone behind, and you can potentially see here that they are attacking and piling on the pressure, and actually they've scored the equaliser in this game when the other team were actually on top. But you see those odds, they were 17 prior to the goal, they've now dropped now to 6.5, all happening in real time. So if you want to subscribe to Goalfinder, then the prices vary depending on the length of subscription. So initially it's a €25 per month subscription. If you want to pay quarterly, then that is €60 every 3 months, i.e. 20 a month. Or the biggest saving is 150 a year, which is equivalent to €12.50 a month. And you've got to remember as well, with having live data in the software, then APIs for this are not cheap, so that has to be factored into the price. But the choice is yours. It's a flexible subscription model, and if you are interested, then do reach out to the Goalfinder team, who would be very happy, I'm sure, to have you on board. The software is constantly evolving, so what I'm showing today may well be different as soon as the main season starts. But again, that's factored into the price for the development. The last thing you want to do is keep funding dormant software, but sadly that does happen. It's definitely not the case with this software. It is improving all the time. More leagues are getting added, more features are getting added, so it would be money well spent in my eyes. So hopefully this video has given you an insight into how this tool could help you with your own trading. I'm not affiliated with Goalfinder at all, so if you do decide to make a purchase, I make a big fat zero. If you've enjoyed this video, please remember to click that subscribe button and give us a like. Do tell us your thoughts in the comments below, as I'm sure the Goalfinder team would be keen to hear your feedback. Thank you for watching.